Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interweb, Sebastian Envy, strong style nerd, strong style cinephile. And yes, usually you're looking at my smiling face, but doing this from my home base, don't have an adequate video setup or something that is satisfactory to myself, so thought I would do this voiceover style. And I've done this video a few times and haven't been as concise as I would like to be with it, so hopefully, the fifth time is the charm. Brandon Routh, Courtney Ford, leaving Legends of Tomorrow. Let us geek about that for a scant few minutes here. Now, got the news, I guess in the last couple days, that Brandon Routh, Courtney Ford, actual real-life married couple, are leaving Legends of Tomorrow, where they portray Ray Palmer and Nora Dark, respectively. It's sad, in a sense, when an OG character leaves the show, but in the same respect, what else could they do with Ray Palmer? He came in as this tech-savvy billionaire. You wondered if he was going to take Oliver's company. You wondered if he was going to take Oliver's woman. He kind of did both, and then kind of didn't do both. He developed this Atom suit to, in part, bring down the Arrow, who was very much a vigilante at that time, but also to kind of help out because his wife was killed when Deathstroke's, crew ran amok. And his Mirror soldiers ran amok in season 2. And then after that, he was just kind of spinning his wheels as a character on the show, and easily was manipulated by Rip to join the Legends of Tomorrow, where he was the consummate Boy Scout, big-hearted, do-gooder type of guy on that show, and always has been since he's been on there, although he was kind of more of a serious character, as the show was kind of more serious in the beginning, and then became, campy as can be, which I love, the campy style, over-the-topness of it. But Ray kind of turned more into a comedic sort of character, oftentimes getting himself in situations that lent themselves to comedic reactions or things happening to him, or other people making observations of him, or just talking mess to him, like Rory would when the episode where he was trying to be like Rory's new partner and replace Leonard Snart, and that was a comedic exchange between them. But what else can you do with the character? He's, like I said, he was serious when he started, then he had the whole love thing with Kendra that fell through. Became more comedic, and now he's developing a relationship with Nora Dark, who he saw through her black heart, black magic ways to the heart of gold within, and went through great lengths to save her this past season, and then she went to lengths to save him. So I guess they're gonna ride off in the sunset together. Him retiring from being a hero, her retiring from being a black magic practicing person. They're gonna have a white picket fence, a dog, 2.5 kids, and the American dream. Be curious to see how they write them out. We know that Brandon Routh is going to appear as the Kingdom Come Superman in the Crisis on Infinite Earths mega crossover that's coming. So be curious to see what size role he has in that, how the Legends factor into it, if that's going to end up being how Ray leaves the show, because one of the episodes in the crossover is going to be on Legends. So will that affect Ray's standing with the show? Remains to be seen. We've already seen them use a crossover to get rid of a character in the case of Professor Stein, when that happened, he got shot by the Nazis in Crisis on Earth X. So will they use that to get rid of Ray? Remains to be seen. One of the it's sad twofold with Ray leaving. For one, it's always sad when an OG character leaves, but then again, that's what I looked at Legends of Tomorrow in the beginning as doing, a show where you'd have a core set of characters, but then others would come and go more frequently than they do now. I mean, you had Amaya come, but then she left, but then producers liked her actress, so they brought her in as a different character, which was totally stupid to me. And they had, of course, a few gags where Nate thought that this new character was Amaya, and I could see them thinking that was funny or whatever, but it was just, to me, it was just a stupid move. They should just let her go. But just in a perfect world, they would have brought in more characters that they had access to. Just bring them in for a few episodes, like a 4-episode arc, and then send them on their way. Treat it more like that, but they did. The other disappointing thing about Ray is his Atom suit He was just seen as an Iron Man ripoff. Even like little sounds of his blasters were very Iron Man-ish, and he just was a ripoff. And we all know, we've seen reports about how expensive the suit was, and of course there's special effects that come with the suit. There's an opportunity to do something different. I think it was in season 2 when they were in Japan, his suit got destroyed. There's an opportunity to, and a lot of people were calling for him not to recreate the whole suit, but to just make like a belt or something, like a shrinking belt. That way, you don't have the whole expensive suit. You can still have him with little gauntlet blasters or whatever if you want to do that. But it's more like the traditional, Ray Palmer look. Or you could make something in a more traditional comic book look. But they didn't do that. They just remade the suit, and which they, of course, sparingly use now because of, plot reasons and money and that sort of thing. So I think that is going to be the most disappointing thing. While Ray Palmer didn't start out exactly how people liked, we all know that his character was originally meant to be Ted Core, the Blue Beetle, but that got nixed last minute, so they changed it to Ray Palmer. So there's Ray Palmer fans who are not happy with his portrayal. There's ways to kind of align things with his comic book self that they just didn't do for whatever reason. So I think that's going to be the lasting thing. The potential of Ray Palmer, what they could have done, with how they could have salvaged and saved the character, but they just didn't do it. So, and we got what we got. It was enjoyable, but he's moving on. Kind of sad. OG character leaves. Then again, lightens the load. I'm all for that. As far as like, taking the air out of the bloated cast that these Arrowverse shows have. So I'm fine with it from that standpoint. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts on Ray Palmer and Nora Dark leaving. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Give me a like, share, subscribe. Let us geek.